you'd like to, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I post every Wednesday. Hey everyone, my name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do a part 2 as I'm going along my EF Ultimate Break trip here in South Korea, and I'm very excited. I spent the last 2 nights, 1 full day in Seoul, South Korea, and today we are going to Gyeongju, which is in the southern part of South Korea. So I'm just packing up my stuff. I'm staying at the Ibis Hotel here in Seoul, South Korea. I'm gonna get my stuff together, go to the bus, and I believe it is about a 4-hour drive to Gyeongju, and I'm sure we're gonna make stops along the way. So far in Seoul, it's a very modern city. There's a lot going on, but today I believe it's gonna be, well, of course, a driving day as we're going to the next city, but also a very historical day. It sounds like we're going to some very more traditional and historical Korean sites, which will be really nice and a really nice change of pace. I also know at some point we're going to be staying at a temple. Let's get into the day. So we've made our first pit stop. There's a lot of different little shops to get food or like street food or whatever and drinks, and we're at a convenience store. And there's a lot of fun little drinks to go. They're like in-to-go cups of straws. It's just a little different than in the US, so I always like to look around and see what they have around here. And there's so much to choose from, so I'm not sure. I might just get a little drink because we're gonna get lunch later, but we're about an hour and a half into our 4-hour drive. And I'm reading a book called Heart and Soul, which I really like. It has okay reviews, but I actually really like it. So if you're going to Korea, I actually really recommend reading it. And it's a 2-part series, and I recommend getting the audiobook so you can listen while you're in the bus and like rest your eyes or look out the window and not get car sick, because I can't read without getting car sick. So definitely audiobooks. I have some other books I'm reading too, but I think audiobooks are especially the way to go. So that's what I've been up to. Hey everyone, I am now at the hotel in Gyeongju. It is currently 2:53 and we're meeting at 5:30 for dinner. So I have a good 2.5 hours right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to chill in the room or explore the hotel, but today's been a more relaxing day. We had that bus ride, like I mentioned, with a couple of stops along the way. We had lunch as well as one of our stops. Honestly, days like this are really nice to have on these EF trips because, again, like I mentioned, every other day that's not like a travel day from point A to B are pretty hectic. So I think this is a really nice way to balance things out and preserve and sustain our energy. So I'm going to give you a room tour. Here is the door. And then to the left right away, we have the bathroom, which looks really nice and modern. It looks nicer, I would say, than the other bathroom. Definitely a little more spacious. Got the bathroom. Ooh, we got a proper tub. So this is how the bathroom looks like. Very nice. I really like it. And then I think the light is censored because I just got out and it lit up. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the room itself. So again, I'm in a single. I have a queen bed, and then this cabinet. We have a fridge, tea kettle with different teas. Ooh, free waters. I don't know if those drinks are free, but I might just stick with the waters anyway. Got a little mirror, little TV, and a little sitting area, which is cool. And yeah, just a pretty nice space. I can maybe hang something. And I'm only here for 1 night because tomorrow we're staying in a temple, which is really cool. But I think one fun thing about this hotel is the view. There's the pools, which are empty right now because I think it's too early in the season. But we're by a theme park. Do you see that theme park over there? Maybe I can zoom in for you all. Are there people on there? I'm like really zoomed in now. That is such a, do you see that drop? It's so steep. I feel like it's a little blurry and uneven as I zoom in this much. Do you think there's people on there, or they're just running it to make sure it's like good for the season? That's so intense. Do you see that drop? Oh, it is like a full-on 90-degree drop. That's actually a scary roller coaster. I don't think I've had such a view of a coaster outside my room. Yeah, I think there's people on there. Anyway, wow, that's intense. Oh, do you see the water? Wow. Wow, I've never had such a view outside a hotel room before of a roller coaster. I think the only other stuff I'm gonna do today is maybe sightsee and walk around the hotel, and then dinner. Dinner, we went ahead and saw a couple of temples, and it was very beautiful seeing the Korean architecture. Like I mentioned, in Seoul, we just saw the city and the modern life of Korea, but now we got to see more historical and cultural architecture, and it was beautiful. This bridge is quite old. I apologize, I don't remember how old it is, but I know that it is built wider and taller because the royals and the noble people in the past would go across this bridge on horseback, meaning they needed more space, and the regular everyday people just walked. Hey everyone, I am now back at the hotel. It is just after 10. We went around and walked down this really cute street and had dinner and did that little photo shoot with the photo booth, and then we went and we saw some really pretty historical and cultural sites. The first place was called Moon Lake, I believe, and then the second place was like a bridge that was built many years ago, and the foundation is still there. They've just obviously made sure the structure has kept up, and I'm just gonna get ready for bed and, you know, relax a little bit, and then tomorrow we're meeting at 9:30, so I'm going to see you all in the morning. Bye. Hey everyone, it is day 2 of being in Gyeongju. I believe I'm saying that maybe somewhat right, and I'm just getting ready to check out. And then today we're staying at a temple for just a really fun immersive cultural experience, so I'm really interested to see how that's going to look like. But I've just been, packing my suitcase and also my backpack, and I'm just letting my different things charge because I don't know why my phone didn't charge last night. So I'm making sure it gets charged until the moment I leave, and that is a really good thing and good reason why I brought an external battery with me. So if you are planning on doing a trip, bring external batteries with you, because I had my stuff plugged into the wall to the outlet, but it didn't charge for whatever reason. So just a reminder. But yeah, so it has been really good, and I have just over half hour. I want to bring my stuff down, have breakfast, and get to exploring the area, and I'll bring you guys along with me. So thanks for tuning in. We started out the morning by going to the Gyeongju National Museum, which holds a lot of relics from the Silla Kingdom, where Gyeongju was the capital city. So here you can see a lot of different pieces of armor. This museum was pretty short and small, so we didn't get to spend a lot of time there, but what we saw was incredible. The main attraction to this museum was a famous horse painting that had no photography or videos allowed. And next we went to a beautiful poppy field, got lots of beautiful photos and had an incredible lunch that was all of these little plates, very Korean style. And it's never boring on EF. We got into a semi-car accident while we were having lunch. Someone backed their car into our van. I didn't see it happen, but the guy was being kind of a butt about it from what I can understand, because obviously they were yelling in Korean, but my poor tour guide and bus driver had to deal with it, but they handled it beautifully, and then we continued on our way to the temple. Okay, so we have arrived to our temple stay, and it is literally just this and the floor, and then we got the door and this sky. So today it's been really hot. It's been like 90 degrees. So I'm kind of overheated, but it's very breezy. We're up on this really pretty hill, and there's lots of different rules of this temple. So no shoes inside, vegetarian, and what we're eating tonight, what you get, you have to eat all of it. So we're gonna be very careful to not get more than what we can eat. And we're gonna do like meditation and a bunch of really interesting things. I've never stayed at a temple, so I'm very interested in what's gonna happen. And apparently we have to do like a ceremony where we bow 108 times. So I'm gonna see if I can film that for you all, but I'm very intrigued, so we'll see. And we just had lunch, and you probably saw the footage where someone ran into the van when we were inside eating, and it was like this whole ordeal, and like there was no damage, but it was like an old man who was making a big deal about it. Like the van was parked, our van, and the door was open. And I guess he like ran into like the door that was open, but he was trying to tell the police and everyone that our tour guide who was sitting in the passenger like opened the door as he was backing out, but that's not what happened. So I think it's all being settled. The insurance people came. It was really interesting, the police. But yeah, so I'm gonna now change. I grabbed this fit. It's like a vest and then loose pants that you wear for when you're bowing so that your shoulders and your knees are covered. This is the look. So I have my normal shirt, and then I have this vest here, and I have pants, which I think I put them on wrong at first, but I fixed it, so. But this is the outfit that I'm gonna wear at the temple. I'm really going with the flow, and it seems stretchy for the bowing.
If someone, younger people like avatar, looks fancy, and older people like something like and older people's hiding some precious relics inside the house. In the September in 1960, so if you want to enjoy the Hongkong, try to.
So today we are back at the temple, and this is the most famous one in Korea, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We just prayed with the monk for an hour and had breakfast and all of that. And yesterday we can't film or take photos in the temple, so I didn't, but it was good. But I have bruises on both of my knees now. But we did one bow, and then we put like a bead on a necklace, and then yeah, so that's kind of update, but I'm gonna go because my group's waiting for me.
So they used to build this sakura, used lots of skill, technology to make this Sakura Grotto temple. So they used the science, art, geometry, geology, and mathematics. Amazing skills. First, they put the big stone, they piled. This is Sakura Grotto temple, the only artificial grotto temple in the world. That means, in China, in India, the stones are soft, so they could dig out to make cave temple. But in Korea, the stones are were and are so hard, granite, so they could not dig out. And inside there was no glass wall. During the restoration, the process of restoration, our government, the big hard this kind of stone and brought here to the mountain and carved it like this. On the granite, carving like this so delicate is very hard work.
We just finished up looking at that temple, which was really amazing. I did not expect seeing a Buddha like that in like a little almost wooden shack. This has been quite the experience. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty exhausted. We woke up really early. I tried to get clips earlier, but it's hard when you're in a group and you're at a temple and you want to be respectful. But I think it is 8:40 and we're probably gonna like finish up. We made like a necklace where we bowed 108 times yesterday with a monk, and then every time we did a bow we put a bead on a necklace, and we did that over and over again. And it's hard. Obviously I have like bruises on my legs. I think we're gonna put the like necklaces together now, and then I think slowly start to pack up and head out to Busan today. I think everyone's like gone well ahead of me, but so we got here and then around like 4 or 5 we were around that kind of like temple village, it felt like, and we are in these gray clothes because gray symbolizes like no color in the Buddhist world, and so just to kind of blend in and humble ourselves. And so we were doing that. It was really hot yesterday, but then again later on we ended up doing the bowing, and we had food as well, vegan food. So I had like kimchi, rice, kind of like a miso soup, tofu, that kind of stuff, and went to bed early, and then woke up today at 4:45, so at 5:10 we could be ready to go. We left and we walked all the way up back to that village, and it's cool because I think the like normal people can only go during certain times, but we had like the full experience of being in the temple and being with monks. And again, it was difficult but quite rewarding. And today we meditated after breakfast for an hour, and you would think, yes, meditating can be hard because you're just in the quiet with your mind and that's it, but the hardest part for me was also sitting crisscross because my legs were on fire, like my thighs, especially after doing the bowing. So that was definitely hard, but I need to catch up with the group because I'm being quite slow. But I'm really nice today is cooler because yesterday I feel like on top of everything I was just getting like heat exhaustion and I was tired already. But I love how these lanterns here are everywhere, and some of them light up at night, and it's been really nice. But I'm also quite looking forward to Busan and hoping that's going to be more relaxing and chill kind of a vibe. So yeah, but let's see, I think all we're doing is tying up the necklace that I had mentioned and then packing up and going.
Look at me, smile. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
I am now in the next accommodation. I'm in Busan, South Korea. So as you could tell, my video clips are probably all over the place just because so much was going on, and I woke up really early and I was trying to get footage, but I'm also in a temple and I want to be respectful. Just to recap, in case I didn't do a very good job earlier, yesterday we got to the temple at around like midday, I would say, and we had activities going on from around 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. We saw a lot of different temples. We learned a lot about the history with Buddhism and the temples and the meaning behind them and how they were founded. And we had dinner there, which was a vegan dinner, and I had like kimchi, rice, some soup, tofu, some veggies. It was overall pretty good, honestly, and we had to be careful how much we put on our plates because and this should be something, you know, more common, obviously, you're not allowed to waste any food. So our tour guide was very adamant. She was like, do not grab more food than you can eat because you have to eat all your food. So she kind of instilled that fear in us. And so we did that. And then the big thing that we were doing was 108 bows with a monk. I was really surprised when I heard that we were doing this, but we did 108 bows with a monk later on after dinner. So we were facing one another, kind of like the monk was here, and then there's like 2, 2, 2, and so we were facing each other, and then the monk was like facing like this way. And we were all doing it together, so we would like go up in this position, and then he would have this little like instrument and like make like clapping sound, and then we bow and then go down on our knees, and then on our like, you know, forearms, bow, head touch the ground, and then we like lift our hands up like that. And then afterwards there's a string with 108 beads, so you would string a single bead onto the string, and then you go up, and then you wait for everyone to, you know, finish and stand up, and then the guy would like do the thing again, and we'd go. And that went on for probably like an hour, honestly, and so it was a good workout. All of our legs are sore today. We did that, we came back, I tried to go to bed as early as possible because today I woke up at 4:45. We had to meet at 5:10, and again we saw a lot of temples and learned a lot about the history of them. And one of the temples, I'm really bad at remembering names, and that's why I took photos, so I'm going to put them in, and then to like look back as well, because it's hard to just take in all of this information, especially when you're like, we were doing hikes and it's hot and this and that, and you're just like out of it, honestly. So it'd be good to look back and do a little bit of research. But one of them is on like the top of this hill or this mountain, and someone found it in, what was it, 2007 or something, not that long ago. And you would just look like, it looks like a really nice looking wooden building that has like a lot of, you know, influence of like Asian architecture, Korean architecture. But then you go inside and it's this massive Buddha, and it was just, you wouldn't expect it. It was really shocking but really amazing to see. So we got to see that, and we did an hour of meditation, which was hard. And you would think the hardest thing would be your mind and just to focus, and that was hard. But also like sitting, we had to sit like crisscross applesauce, and normally I'm fine sitting like that, but doing it for an hour straight, my thighs were burning, so I had to like keep shuffling, and I eventually had to like uncross my legs because it just hurt a lot. But obviously it's like, I'm a beginner, I don't really meditate like that ever, and it gets easier with time, and everyone else was also, I could tell, kind of like moving around, so it wasn't just me. At around like 11ish we left, so we had like a full morning of activities, and so we left and we had lunch pretty quickly after, which was really good. Lots of small little plates, Korean style, and I love it. And then we drove to Busan, and we're here, and between like we actually stopped by like a seaside place, and we got to just enjoy the temples along there as well, do a little bit of window shopping, and it was also a really good time. But it was raining quite a bit and it was steep, so we had to be careful with how we were walking. But yeah, so after that we drove and we're here again, and we're staying at another Ibis hotel. But I think that's going to be the end of the Gyeongju series, so this video. And I'm going to start again for the Busan one because I'm here for 3 nights, and it's going to be a lot more content I'm going to have in my next video. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!